Happy Wednesday, y'all. I was scrolling on my page or whatever, and I saw where a young lady took her life. And I read the letter she left to her boyfriend. I know it's disturbing for a lot of people, I came to talk about that. Not specifically her specific situation, but people who suffer from suicidal feelings, thoughts, tendencies, and stuff like that. As a survivor myself, I struggled with that a long time in my life. As far as back as I can remember, I want to say I started getting those feelings and thoughts when I was roughly around maybe 10, 11, 12. I started getting those thoughts. And it started because when I was little, I would hear voices and see things that nobody else could hear and see. So, of course, I was teased and called names and stuff like that, and diagnosed with all type of stuff, forced to take medication, forced. And I mean that, literally. There were times that I would get tied down, and they would take a needle, and I would get a shot in my hiney with a tranquilizer because I didn't want to take the medication. Needless to say, the medication they were giving me did not stop the voices, did not stop the visions that I was seeing. It actually got a lot more potent for whatever reason, which now I know the reason why. None of that stuff was helping. So as a result of those things, that kind of torment growing up, I felt like I just didn't fit in on this planet. I still feel like that in a lot of ways, but it don't make me feel bad. It actually is kind of intriguing to me now that I've divorced all the things that I was forced to think about myself because of this gift that I have, okay? And I only say gift because it's something that everybody's not in tune with, or something that everybody just didn't experience. Everybody don't experience everything that the next person may experience. But we all have the same ability if we were to tap into it. It may come in different ways or whatever. But I want to say to people that think suicide is a mental illness, I beg to differ. Because if it were an illness, then they would have medications that would cure that, or at least mask the symptoms, and that's not the case. Suicide is an entity. I'm holding back a whole lot of emotion talking about this because that's a dark place that many people will go. And those places are hard to come out of. You don't see no way out. It's almost like you don't even see yourself going in that direction. But once you get in that cave, in that dark place, something sinks you like quicksand up under the ground, and you end up feeling stuck there. Suicide is a curse. I don't consider it a mental illness. It's a curse. In fact, I think most what they call mental illnesses are curses. I think about those times that, I was in that place. I didn't see no way out. I didn't. And for a person to walk around suppressing that, that's what you call hell. That's what you call going to hell right there. Because there is no No cooling off of that. There is no, it's like it's a constant nagging pain in you. A constant nagging voice in you that's telling you, why are you don't have to be here. You don't have to deal with this. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. These people don't really give a damn about you. You know, not being able to talk to people about these feelings is just a whole nother whammy, a whole nother entity. And it's a whole nother burden that people that suffer from that carry. I went to my church leaders at the Kingdom Hall for help. Needless to say, I never got the help. But I got talked about like a dog. And I got rumors spreading about me all over the congregation that I was crazy and all type of stuff. Yeah, ain't no love like Christian hate. I said it. And y'all wonder why people walk away from that. Yeah. There's no healing in that. None. And people that want all this stuff to say, well, if you knew God, you don't even know God. So just shut up. You don't know nothing. God ain't never said nothing to you. All them voices you think you hear are from other things or other entities or from your own voice. God ain't told you nothing. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not speaking from just watching something or hearsay. I'm speaking from experience. Experience is indeed a good teacher. And it definitely takes someone like me to know. All right? Suicide is an entity. It's a portal that some people end up getting either through it's passed down from another family member, some sort of karmic issue in the family, some sort of generational curse, and it's definitely a curse. Depression is a curse. If you notice, they'll say depression runs in your family. Diabetes runs in your family. Diabetes runs in your family's diet. Depression runs in your family's issues of a belief system. Those are curses. I haven't felt like I wanted to take my life in 2 years. I have not suffered from depression in 2 years. Do you want to know why or how? God didn't cure me. Jesus didn't cure me. The Bible didn't help me. In fact, all of those things were making it worse because I kept feeling like I wasn't good enough to reach this perfection that this God in heaven had set, this bar set that I could never get to. And all these natural desires that I would have of wanting to be loved, wanting to feel, wanting intimacy, and wanting to hang around certain people because they didn't share my belief systems. I couldn't be friends with these people, although they treated me good. I had to sit in the Kingdom Hall and try to be friends with people who thought they was too good for me because I wasn't baptized yet, or because I didn't do certain things the way or dress the way they thought. My clothes was too worldly. My dresses were too tight. My heels was too high. All kind of foolishness. But I had to deal with that torment because of my belief system. And it caused major depression, major self-hatred, major suicidal feelings, major suicidal thoughts, major suicidal attempts, major isolation. Not only that, they made me feel like my natural self was evil. Something was wrong with me. I had demons on me. So every day I wake up, I feel like demons is always watching me. Demons is following me everywhere I go. Can you imagine having that thought in your mind? That you just got evil entities just following you everywhere you go, waiting to hurt you or throw something in your way or do something to you. Oh, happiness was just a dream. Laughter at that point in my life was a mask. Even though I'm naturally a silly person and a happy person, it was still a mask because I had to laugh to keep from crying half of the time. The worst thing you can do is cast your judgment on somebody that's going through that or done been through that if you ain't been through it. And tell them you didn't know Jesus, you didn't know God. I can't stand them type of people. I loathe you because you don't know what the hell you talking about. And I'm here to tell you. I grew up Christian all my life, studied the Bible better than half of y'all that sit there and flip off at the lips about God. But can't tell nobody where scripture is and what it means. Can't quote nothing. All you doing is running your mouth. Because what affects the other person may not affect you. If you ain't never had a baby, you can't tell nobody what childbirth feels like. So sometimes it's best to just shut the hell up. Because you don't help a situation. Okay? Some of y'all don't help with talking that gibberish to some people. Don't nobody know what that girl knew. You don't know what she may have closed her door and thought she was praying to God about. Stop talking about what she didn't know. I can't stand it. It's annoying. I done studied every book there is to study when it comes down to majority of religion. But you gonna tell somebody what they do and don't know. Shut the fuck up. And I said it. Y'all get on my nerves. Because y'all don't have a clue if you're not the one suffering from it, and if you haven't experienced what it's like to be in that space or in that place. Please be quiet. Because it's not mental illness, it is a curse. Something you have no control over. I don't give a damn how many prayers you pray, how many Bible scriptures you read, and how many days a week you sit up in that church. Them suicidal feelings is going to wear on your ass like a football, like a damn, what you call them people that tackle you? Yeah, a quarterback. It's going to lay on you. And there's no relief for that. Because it's a curse. It's an entity. And the only thing that resolved that issue from me is when I finally stood up to my belief system and my religion, and I said, you know what? This can't be right. This cannot be right. There's no God that will allow me to sit here and be tormented like this. And I go to the leaders of my religious beliefs, and even when I left the hall, so we ain't gonna say it's just the hall, because I left the hall and I went to a church. Tried that too. Same script. No, same story, different script. Same story, different script. So can't no religion afford to talk about the next, because I got the same damn problem from there. That's when I really realized that, oh no, this is all this is BS. There's no God in none of this. This is all man shit. Everybody think their religion is the truth. Everybody think their God is the one. I'm done with this. It was that day when I walked away from all of it. And I gave myself permission to think for myself and not allow other people to tell me, oh, I'd rather live my life believing in God. That's you. You live your life in that depressing stage, in that depressive mindset. And farewell. I tip my hat to you. But just because I decided to step outside of that box and follow my own instincts and intuition, and I found a whole new world, a whole new place I found that I didn't even realize existed. It's called peace, tranquility, happiness, joy, self-love, heaven. I didn't have to die to go to heaven. What I did have to do was I had to let my old way of thinking die. I had to let my old mindset die in order for me to get the rebirth of the mindset that I have now. See, all that stuff y'all read in that Bible is not literal. It's not talking about a physical death. It's talking about a spiritual, conscientious death. And a lot of y'all don't know how to do that because you're stuck. You're stuck. You know how they say when you die, you get stuck between dimensions. Some of y'all are there mentally. So you would never understand what it's like to elevate and get to that higher place of heaven. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. and feel good every day. Laugh, and then now your laughter can be genuine. Your silliness can be genuine. Your happiness can be genuine. And for people who have not gotten there at that place, you need to check the entity that you believe in or the things that you worship. Because if it's not manifesting in your everyday life and you got to lie to yourself and everybody else and mask how you truly feel, then you live in a whole lie. Your God is a whole lie. Your religion is a whole lie. Your belief system is a whole lie. Your Bible is a lie. If that's how you got to get up every day and live and go sit up in your church and go around your family and your friends and hide how you truly feel when you know you ain't happy, when you know you don't even want to be here, when you know you loathe every day being on this planet because nothing is satisfying you and making you happy and feel good. When you look at yourself in the mirror and all you see is dread. You don't even see yourself. You see dread. You see regret. You see a sad person. And you're questioning, why are you even here? If that's how you wake up living your life suffering from depression, you got to smoke weed all day, every day, and drink every day to mask off. You living a lie. Your God ain't real. If your beliefs can't manifest in your everyday wake of life, the way you run your mouth about it, then all you doing is giving a bunch of lip service, blowing a bunch of hot air out of your mouth. Talking about how good your God is. But you sad and depressed. How good of a God is that? Let's keep it real today. So I definitely came here to express this energy about suicide. Because I went through it. I was a victim of it. But I made up my mind that I was no longer going to allow that to control me no more. Because I saw too many things wrong with this belief system and I wasn't happy there. I said something got to change and it ain't changing outside of me. God ain't changing it. Jesus ain't fixing it. These Bible scriptures ain't helping. These people they're supposed to be God's chosen leaders and shepherds and elders and pastors and bishops and they're not prayer warriors. This stuff ain't helping me. This ain't doing nothing but giving me more of an emotional outburst. Yeah, you go to church, you cry, heal me, Jesus, I got the Holy Ghost. And you go right back home to that same depression, to that same pack of cigarettes, to that same bag of weed, to that same abusive relationship, to that same emotional neglecting relationship, to that same lie you've been living for the last 25, 30 years of your life or longer. You go back to that same lie and you get up and you go to church every week and you go through this same damn scene. You go through this same practice of putting on every week. All this emotional outbursts. You letting all these emotions, singing all these depressing songs, screaming and running. You doing all of that just to go right back home and be right back in that sad, depressed state you've been in for half or all your life. Oh, the Lord is good. Why is God good? Because you hit the lottery. Got you a couple dollars, and then once that money gone, you back depressed again. Let's keep it real, y'all. It's time to stop playing ourselves with this shit. Because there's too many of us running around here hiding depression. It's too many of us running around here hiding how we really feel about life in general. And then you see people like me and swear up and down that it has to be some sort of, there can't nobody that happy. Yeah, there are people that's that happy. There are. We do exist. And I didn't get here waiting on God or Jesus or reading the Bible or running to the church. I didn't get here by doing any of those things. I had to break my own curses once I realized that's what it was. I had to break my own spells once I stopped listening to people tell me that there were demons talking to me. And I realized those were just my ancestors talking to me, trying to lead me. And they did. And they led me right out of depression. They led me right out of them suicidal thoughts and feelings. And here I am, doing me every day. I'm so unbothered. And it's genuine. I love it. I'm happy. I look forward to just waking up, just smiling. I just wake up just, looking at myself in the mirror. Girl, hey girl. Yeah. I'm my own best friend. Girl, what's up? Girl, what's up? Now, I know what self-love not only feels like, but I know what it looked like. I now know what peace of mind feels like instead of tribulation, most people that are going through battles is all internal, and it's because of an entity that's causing it. So I wanted to come here and share that. I didn't mean for this video to get so stretched out and be so lengthy, but I'm touched because it brought me back to a place that I remember. And you don't forget, when you come from, when you make it out of those places. I was in mental hell all my life. Now I'm swimming in bliss. And I ain't gonna let nobody and nothing take that from me. Nobody. Nothing. It's a beautiful place to be. And I didn't have to die to get it. But I had to let my old self die. I had to let my old self be I had to allow the transformation, my spiritual transformation. I had to not close off new information. I had to not be afraid to unlearn all the stuff I was taught in order to say, damn, I knew something. Now it all makes sense. Now I ain't running around in that maze no more. And people feel like their lives is going in circles. That Wheel of Fortune in tarot. Circles. Just going in circles. And you trying to wonder why. And people be trying to figure out why. And I feel like my life ain't going nowhere but in circles. I would go on, but I'm not. Because everybody has to deal with their own awakening their own way in their own time. And those that have been brave enough to come out of this curse, I salute you. And for those still suffering in it, I suggest that you allow yourself to go through the transformation and get around people who's going to support your transformation and not try to talk you out of it. You're not going crazy. You ain't tripping. You're going through an awakening. If you don't allow yourself to go through that awakening, you're going to fall victim. You're going to fall victim to this curse. So I want to send my condolences to this young lady's family, her friends, her boyfriend, and all the people that loved her, that knew her, that she was close to. Because I always thought that was going to be me one day. But I made it and survived it, and it didn't have to be me, and it don't have to be you. It don't have to be you. Stop suppressing. Stop suppressing this. Because you ain't got to. It's people like me that you can connect to that will walk you through this. How? Because I walked myself through it with the help of my ancestors. And I became in divine oneness with that. Now I'm in connection with the divine sources that everybody call God. And God is not a person. It is an entity, but it ain't a person. On that note, y'all, happy Wednesday. Peace.